Hello everyone, I'm Trisha, it's me Jenny, and it's time for another not naked video response to Trisha Hershberger's series The Naked Truth, where we talk as candidly and as truthfully as possible about a subject of her choosing. Straight out the shower, no makeup. Most people choose to do it naked. I choose not to. First take, one take, and I have to admit that most of those things that normally would define this as a naked truth are not in place today. I did start filming straight out the shower in my PJs like I do, but then my camera ran out of battery halfway through, and then I went to brunch. So I'm currently fully dressed. I'm wearing a dressing gown because it's freezing in my room right now, over the top of my normal clothes. So there's an exception to the rule. My hair's dry because it's hours later, and yeah, I'm not wearing any makeup, and this is going to be a one take, even if it's not technically my first take. And yeah, Trisha's back from her honeymoon, yay! And she had an amazing time, or you sound like you had an amazing time, which is awesome. I'm incredibly jealous. My sister went to New Zealand when she was 16, or 17, I think she just turned 17, and she went to the area of Hobbiton, but she couldn't afford to do the whole like going in experience. It was before The Hobbit had been filmed, so I think it was before it became a bit more kind of open access. I think when she went to go visit it, it was just the remnants of the set from Lord of the Rings. It hadn't actually been turned into a active site. But yeah, I'm very jealous. It sounds amazing. It sounds like an experience rather than a kind of campy experience, in that like when I was in California, like medieval times and Disney, those are kind of campy experiences. It doesn't feel like you're actually in the moment, but it sounds like you had a really wonderful moment in Hobbiton, which is lovely. And this week's question is adventure and adventures that are up and coming. To be honest, this year I don't really have anything planned, or I have a couple of things planned, but my general goal for this year is to do little excursions regularly and often rather than big adventures. I'm at the point in my career when I could take 2 weeks off to go on holiday, but it would take a lot of negotiating, and I don't really have the finances to pay for a big holiday this year abroad. So kind of my plan is to do lots of little things, like get out my town, village area, get away from Oxfordshire at least once a month, which sounds like a very, very stupidly small target, but you know, when you work 5 days a week and you get split weekends, or you know, just 2 days off, it's hard to actually do something. But my target is to just get out of my town more often, and do little things. Like I really want to do a spa day this year, or like a spa weekend. I'm planning on going on a walking trip with my sister. I'm doing 2 conventions this year. I'm doing Alcon, which is my favourite convention that I've been to the most times of any times. It's just one of my favourite things to do, which I'm looking forward to this year. So I'll have to be working on cosplay for that, which will be fun. And I'm also planning on doing Summer in the City this year. And yeah, it's just lots of little things. When it comes to travelling, I have done a lot of travelling in my life. Like I've obviously done Wales and Scotland, and I've done France and Germany and Austria, the Netherlands, most of the Canary Islands, Madeira. I've been to Venice, I've been to Singapore, I've been to America now, I've been to Australia. So I've done a reasonable amount of travelling. It's kind of difficult to travel now, as I said, for, you know, time off work and payment reasons, but also because I'm at the point where I don't have that many friends that I would want to go travelling with. It's kind of difficult to find the sort of people that you're willing to kind of put your safety in their hands equally. So, you know, I quite like travelling on my own, and I know I can do it now that I've been to America and back. I know that I am perfectly capable of doing international travel on my own, but I'd like to find a couple of people who would be willing to go on a trip with me, and equally share the expense of said trip. So I don't plan on doing any big trips this year. I think I might go, if I can get like a week off or something, go to somewhere in Europe. I've got a list of places that I've always wanted to go and never have gone. Like I've never been to Ireland, I've never been to Paris, and I know that's probably going to be really horrible, but in the back of my brain I've got a bit of Elizabeth, like I just want to go to Paris. I want to go to Japan, and I want to go to New Zealand. Those are my big 4 that I've always wanted to go to. but probably not this year. I think probably I'll have to save those for next year. If I do lots of little excursions this year, that's my key adventure. And to be honest, I'm a very easily settled person. I've been in my current job for over 3 years, and I'm very, very settled there. I'm very settled in my village, and I'm very settled in pretty much every activity that I do, so pretty much anything that I do ends up being an adventure of some kind. And like, it goes way back to the basics. Like, the reason why I joined movie club was because I was scared to watch new movies, so I was like, let's do something that I can do to make me do something. So yeah, like, lots of little adventures this year. I think the biggest adventure I've ever had was going into America, and it was really fun, and I do think that I could do more adventures, and going to America is one of those experiences that taught me that I really can do anything. If you really do put your mind to something, you can do anything. But I think this year I've got to be sensible, and then next year I'll do something a bit more adventurous again. But there we go, that's my adventures for the past, future, present, whatever. And all that malarkey. I'm sorry this isn't really a classic Naked Truth, but I just wanted to get it filmed and out of the way for this week. But there we go. Feel free to comment on anything I've said, anything that you want to contribute to the conversation about adventures and doing new things and new exciting experiences. And congratulations, Trisha, on her lovely honeymoon, and once again on your marriage, because that's still a new thing and you're still kind of getting to grips with it, so yay! And all of your adventures in New Zealand, and welcome back, and all that malarkey. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week for another Naked Truth, and tomorrow for another daily vlog. Bye guys.